This is cool. I've seen this place from the beginning, and now to be on the stage is great. So anyway, innovation and empowering partnership. This is great. I work in an educational setting, so what I will talk about today is what I'm doing to try, there's a sound, what I'm doing in an educational setting to improve the level of innovation among the students, among the projects that they are doing. And I will do that. I don't have a formula, but I will show some case studies. What I can do is to increase the possibility that the students will create some innovative products. Let's talk a bit where I'm coming from. These are the aerial view of the three places where I live most, the three continents: Europe, United States, and Asia. And the place where I learn a lot. Living in different countries, I learned it's very important to learn from the people, understanding the cultures, understanding the people. And probably the most important part of my education, the third image is Tokyo. I was invited to teach there, and I was the youngest visiting professor there at that time. I was pretty young. I didn't know anything about Japan. I jumped on the plane, I landed there, and there was a dream. You know, the wish of most of the people, I would like to have 30 years less, but with the same experience. This is what happened to me. I landed in a place that I didn't know anything. And I didn't work for an Italian company, American company. I was by myself. Even though I was invited by the University of Tsukuba, I was by myself. So think of this. You go to a supermarket and you want to buy food. You cannot read anything. You don't understand the packaging. You don't know the food is different. You don't know what to do. You are like a child that tries to figure out what to do. But this is just an example. Think of the telephone. You have a telephone in front of you. You try to make a telephone. Of course, you can call a friend in Italy, in the United States, wherever. But when I try to call someone in Japan, was really a challenge. You try to speak the language, and you start saying, mushi mushi, and they start to talk in Japanese. And I say, and you are with the headset in your hand, what to do with this? You put down. So I was forced to build partnership right away. I was asking to some students that were speaking a bit of English to help me in whatever. And in particular, I was thinking yesterday, in the car, coming here, that there was a student that helped me a lot to do all the kind of conversation, all the stuff, bringing me to the supermarket, helped me how to drive a car, to get a car, all that stuff. And we built this incredible partnership that brought somewhere. Now, after many years, I was thinking that this guy is a very famous designer, is based in Italy, Milano, Italy, extremely successful, because the partnership lasted long time. I brought him to Italy, because when I said, I'm going back to Italy, can I come with you? So we traveled together, we did a lot of things, and after many years, we are, of course, still in contact. And very successful partnership. Learning from the cultures, learning from the people, learning how to watch stuff around us. Creativity is everywhere. And I take a lot of images. I have a huge archive. And sometimes I go through that, and I'm inspired by what I see. Sorry for the formatting changed a bit when the images were uploaded. Creativity is everywhere. So watching this guy, and when I travel, I like to go in any area, not just the wealthy area, but the poor area, because I find that extremely inspiring. So when I see this guy, that is a bicycle, trying to sell coconuts. He created this beautiful setting. It's very inspiring. It's very creative. What's happening now? If I think of educational setting, I go in a class with a young generation of students. Most of the time I ask them, let's do something creative. What they say, can we have computers? I say, yes, you can, but I would like to see how to express the creativity when you don't have anything, because in that case you are forced really to be creative. And also, inspiration is everywhere, from the simple things. We don't have to try to find crazy things, special effects. From simple things, we can learn and get inspired. Now, I will show some, when I applied to a school, there was a design school in Italy, we work on a project. Yes. And I had, as main professor, mentors, not the designers, an architect, with a more humanistic attitude. Not about the problem solving, to manufacture stuff, but, he was pushing a lot of the critical thinking. And we had the opportunity to start to work together on an exhibition. We were invited by the director of Domus magazine, and the subject for us was invention. So we put together a group of students and we work on invention. What is the invention? So we built a couple of things. There's this product that is a kind of cloth that wear the body, but the body remain naked, and this finger pen. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. But we built some storytelling behind. We finished the project. This was a kind of workshop, 2 weeks project, a group of people working together, and we developed these two ideas. Then we gave the work to our professor, and a model maker make the models. I received a call a few days before the exhibition. We got your stuff, but they are so ugly that we will not display. So I got learning curve incredible. So I called the group of students, you know what, all this work for nothing. He said, how many days we have? 5. Let's do another one. We made another model. Now it's difficult to see here, but we arrived to the exhibition where this was still smelly on paint, and those guys said, who are you? We are those guys that you told you that you didn't like the first, We did the second. We learned a lot, because then we accomplished results. Third, partnership. Was a team project. Was not only with designers, but then we had the support of craftsmen, illustrators to visualize this. And we built incredible partnership that brought to some success. That some success, 2 covers. We were students, and we got 2 covers. One on Domus, this very important magazine. The other one was a Japanese. I'm here, a bit younger. We are talking 82. And here there's another person that is my partner. Since then, she's in a room here together. And we started partnership. They're still on. We worked together for so many years. Maria Luisa Rossi, that's in the audience. So we're both here talking about partnership. Innovation and partnership. But another thing that we learned, the power of media. The innovation, yes. The quality, yes. But then, the quality, yes, because, bad model, trash, good model, success. So, working with this faculty, it was pushing a lot the concept behind, and what we learned, some principle that he never told us, but we use those principles on whatever we have done since that moment. To be curious, to be open-minded, push the boundaries, exceed expectations, create dreams, exchange ideas, develop captivating narratives, build partnership, and be professional. These are the principles behind the design process that happen after that. And we use this in whatever we did. In 1984, the same more or less team of people, Marisa was there, the same faculty, we developed this project. It's a wearable computer. You can see the computer more or less. You can recognize the keyboard. You can recognize the display. At that time, this was the acoustic coupler to connect. And illustrators working on the illustration, photographers working on the photography, model makers working on the models. That was also my thesis degree, but I was a project manager of very complex things. Power of media, what we learned before, we use in this case. This was my thesis. It's probably the most published work ever produced from any design school worldwide since ever. We talk about 70 publications worldwide. That one I count after that became big work to continue to count those. And this created an impact. It's now considered icon of modern design. And this gave inspiration to a lot of research centers of companies worldwide. Then I went, being a professor in Japan, I also had the possibility to go to visit most of them. The other important thing is that we use the same process not only on product, but also on different things, because what is also I'm telling to the students, learn the basic, the principle, build the process, and build the skills. Then apply those wherever you like. That can be design, can be art, can be whatever you do in your life, because there's an attitude can be used in whatever they do in life. In this case, we apply in a, let's call artwork. It's a public installation done in Japan. It's huge. If you see, it's an atrium of this building. It's here. But if you see the relation with the body, this is a 35 feet. It's hanging. It's amazing. Again, we work in collaboration. We build a partnership with the architectural group, Nick and Sekei. At that time, they had 1,700 architects. We don't know how to build this. We don't have any clue. There were 1,700 architects. They needed us. They needed us to provide them something different. And we were there to offer something different. The collaboration with them also brought to other projects that we have done in interior. We applied the same process, the principle, the process to whatever we were doing. And we designed this restaurant. We were able to build partnership with the best contractor, with the best sponsor. There was Asahi, a Kirin beer, sponsor client, with the best contractor, with the best photographer, and see what happened. We got so many publications. We got 5 covers worldwide, one of them 8 years after the project was done. Extremely successful if you think that the company were 2 people. Partnership, crucial. Innovation, quality, partnership. Let's see how I apply this to education. Those principles, you can go in a class, do something that can be produced, do something innovative. Think about those principles that I was introducing before. So when you go in the classroom, not everybody is ready to accept those because the education forged us in a certain way. But there are some students that are much more open. It's the case of this student, Swedish guy, Thomas Meyerhofer, that when we were doing a project on the workstation, he visited an exhibition, and he sit on the part of the installation exhibition was to sit in a very unbalanced way on a chair. So when he was sitting on the chair, he realized that the unbalanced situation created high level of concentration. The high level of concentration they wanted to bring in a workstation to create unbalanced workstation. That means if you have higher concentration, you can do the work in a much shorter time. It's beautiful. So this is his final design. But then was a very interesting student that we built collaboration, relation, and friendship. We are still friends. I called him last week. I said, Thomas, I have some of your stuff. Guess what I have in front of myself? Your project that you did in 1991. And I will use for a presentation at TED. He was like, wow, let me know how this will go. So it's not just the project, there's the cause. Let's see the effect, what happened in that student, the kind of attitude to think in a different way about things. I hope that will work. Anyway, you have seen this part that was in the slide. Here, he started to work on translucent plastic, this piece of plastic. When he graduated, he started to work for consultancies, and a few years after, he ended up at Apple. I went to visit him at Apple, and he showed me all these translucent plastics. Vincenzo, I'm doing a computer using this plastic. I said, wow, sounds very interesting. In 1997, Apple came out with this project designed by Thomas. What happened after that? 2 years after, the fruit colors of iMac. And after a while, we were surrounded by very colorful, translucent plastic. Let me show you another example. So not all the students are prepared to accept. This is a workshop that I've done, 2 weeks workshop. I was invited from Italy to go to Pasadena to Art Center to give a 2 weeks workshop to students on wearable technology. One student came out with this, the phone tooth. Crazy idea. I was pushing as much as possible. Was so crazy that also the students was, okay, we have this guy coming from Italy, 2 weeks workshop, he's crazy, whatever, we will not put in the portfolio, it's fine. But I strongly believe that this is the approach to follow, give different inputs. But so he positioned the tooth in the mouth, transmission of sound through the bones, energy through a reaction in the saliva. Beautiful, crazy. And then, of course, how to show the project. David, always good, and we use the David. 95. The validation came 7 years after. It's not that student that did that. 2 other people did the phone tooth, 100% the same. And it's great. But this is even better. The validation of what I'm trying to introduce in the classroom, what I'm trying, the chemistry that I try to enforce in the students to go in different directions. So it was not the student that did that, but the validation, I think, was crucial. Big jump, big jump. Let's go to the modern times. These are 2 projects that were done by, now I'm the chair of product design at the College for Creative Studies, and last year we had 2 successful case studies. One student, Veronica Scott, that developed the empowerment plan. It's a blanket that warm up and transform in sleeping bags. But what she created is the empowerment plan. It's a non-profit organization. She hired homeless people to produce this and distribute to homeless people. I will not talk much about this because Veronica will present this in the afternoon. The other project is Anthony Reale. They produce hydrokinetic turbine. Anthony is also here in the audience. And I will use a 50 seconds video to introduce this project.
The goal of this project is to redefine the motor of the Motor City, the Detroit River. Lessons on fluid movement were inspired by the basking shark. Straight Power uses a system of dual converging nozzles to accelerate water past turbine blades. With the concept conceived, Straight Power version 1 was ready for testing. With the help of an outside university, a testing model was designed. Time to build. Cut. Stack. Glue. Repeat. Mill. Machine. Combine. Paint. Assemble. Dry run. Splash. Test. Repair. Success. Straight Power version 1 improves power output of a single turbine blade by 40%. This concept applies to industrial, residential, military, environmental, and emergency relief. Straight Power, the new motor city.
So these are two incredible case studies produced by CCS in the product design department, and I'm pretty sure that we will hear a lot of these two students, Veronica Reale and Anthony Scott. I nominate these two projects to important competitions called ICSID, World Design Impact, and they are both among the finalists. It's huge, huge accomplishment for them, huge accomplishment for what is happening at the College for Creative Study now. Let's see some other project that we produced. Last spring, we started a collaboration with the Henry Ford Health System. Thanks to Dr. Dulchowski and Dr. Prasad, we started this collaboration, and we wanted to keep the brief very open. The idea was, maybe the concept of the piazza, you know, let's bring some students, they don't know much about the hospital, let them walk around and let's see which kind of needs they will find in the environment. So it was open. So it was possible to design medical devices, was possible to design experience from the doctor's perspective or from the patient perspective, or was possible to design furniture for the waiting rooms or communication device between the operation room and the relatives. And this is what all the things that happen. So we will not see many products, but just to show, you know, the process, we did a deep exploration of the hospital environment, and then in 15 weeks, the students start to develop projects and to arrive to the finalization. We were also supported, and this is an important part of the collaboration, that involve Henry Ford Hospital, College for Creative Studies, but also the Wayne State Smart Sensors Lab, Dr. Owner, that was very crucial for the success of this project. So this project lasts 15 weeks, and at the end, I will show you some of the results of this project. The student working on the surgical robot system. There are a lot of solutions now. I don't want to go deep in this project, just to show overall an overview on the quality of the project. The students, Michael Forbes, that design and laparoscopic retractor system is a device that when you start surgery in laparoscopy, if for some reason you have to go to the traditional surgery, you use the same retractor to save time in the operation room. Two students from this project, after they finished the project, were hired as interns at the Henry Ford Hospital, and now the internship position is transformed in full-time jobs. And I think this is a very good accomplishment because it's the first time that the hospital hired two designers. And what I was introduced, some of the students also work on the waiting room where the relatives can have a much better feeling and comfort. Let's talk now about the future. Here we are in this room, the Henry Ford Innovation Institute, and I think that this is a great space, great potential, great platform for opportunities, for partnership, where creative people can come here and ideas can be developed. In this environment, I think that design can be a very important role for the future of human health. Thank you.